Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. You're all of the Appian Way here. I've got a battle replay for you. We are looking at Paris because today I want to talk to you about how I think you should try to use Paris. Let's talk about this this replay. This is a battle I had yesterday. I'm going to put it in slow motion because you see it's only a 5-minute battle. My opponent brought I think this is a fairly okay Paris pick. He went wide with infantry, which I think is extremely important with Paris. But he fell into a trap I see a lot of Paris players fall into, which is, I like the archers, so I'm going to bring a ton of them. He brought 2 units of renowned archers, 2 units of Trojan nobles. I think the Trojan nobles are a better pick than the Trojan princes because of the numbers in the unit and the cost. These guys only cost 800 a pop. The renowned archers, I think, are 500 a pop, 700, something like that. We're still looking at almost 3,000 points of his 12,400 total. I think it rounded out to exactly 3,200, leaving with only 9,200 left over. With that 9,200, he bought, let's see here, 4 Trojan warriors. He put 2 on each flank. He brought 3 renowned Phrygian axemen, 1 in the back, a couple kind of spread out. One of them's hiding in the woods here. Some regular old Phrygian axemen, 3 units of them. I was happy that he brought the renowned Phrygian axemen. There's a unit that I bring almost every time. He brought a militia warband, I'm guessing with his leftover money, and he brought 2 shielded spear warriors, which, as I watch this replay, I think they might also have the shield bug going in their favor. And then Paris is on foot. I think this is a mistake. I think if you're going to bring Paris, especially if you're playing against Dardania, which I did bring, yet you need to put him on a chariot so that he doesn't get divine challenged and just beat up by the son of a goddess. That's just how it is. My force is, I think Dardania is the hard counter to Paris every single time. I brought 6 units of Dardanian mob, 3 out on each flank. I'm going to start this group in the trees, and I'm going to move this group over to my opponent's trees. I brought 2 heavy Trojan chariots in Aeneas. I also was able to put him in a chariot. 3 Dardanian defenders, 3 fearless swords, 2 light skirmishers with 2 chevrons a pop on them. This is going to play out really, really well for me. Most Paris players fall into a trap where they bring a ton of archers and not enough infantry. This guy did bring 1 more unit than I brought. I still outnumber him, though, because my units just happen to be full of bodies, like the Dardanian mobs and rabbles. So I have 1 additional unit, and ultimately I have like 5, I want to say, more melee units than he has. And this is the problem with Paris. If your enemy brings more melee units than you do, what's going to happen is that you're not going to be able to protect your nobles, your princes, your archers, your skirmishers. And as a result, I'm going to overwhelm him. He's going to start opening fire on my Dardanian mobs, especially the ones that are in the trees. This works out really well for me, and I'm totally okay with it. My missile block chance is going to be improved by the fact that they're in the trees. He's also going to start shooting my fearless swordsmen and Dardanian defenders. Dardanian defenders, missile block chance of 55. Fearless swords, missile block chance 45. He should be focusing on the fearless swords, I think. But the Dardanian defenders have more damage potential. These guys also bring 2 javelins a pop, which is going to become in handy. So I start charging in over here with the intent of maybe grabbing 1 shielded spear warrior and then maybe getting around them and attacking some archers. I'm forcing this renowned archer back, so as it's falling back, it's not shooting. And I'm going to pull this Phrygian axeman out of position by doing this. And I just kind of go around his shield units, and I'm disrupting his formation. That's all what this is. Disrupting his formation, getting my chariots up here. Looking at this from his perspective, he's got to be worried. He's focusing units down. He's charging my Dardanian mobs over here, which is fine by me. He's charging him with the right units too, the Trojan warriors. But he's got to start worrying about how is he going to deal with my more heavy infantry, because I'm going to pause this right here. 1, 2, 3, 3 units engaged on this flank by Dardanian mob. 3, 4, 5 units engaged on this flank by Dardanian mob. That's 8 of his melee units. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 melee units left over to deal with my 6 Dardanian defenders and my 2 chariots and my hero. Yike. And here's what's going to happen. Those shieldmen are out of position. I stopped my infantry so that they can unload their javelins, and it's just going to rain in. We're going into drone cam mode to watch my chariots just punish his infantry. And then break through, and look at this. Oh no, I found an archer unit. This is a Trojan noble deleted. This Trojan noble does not recover from this. Aeneas pulls in, deals some extra damage as well as there, knocks over a couple more. And on their way out, they're also dealing damage and knocking them over. And then there's three more archers for them to deal with. Look what's left of that Trojan noble after all of that. 700 hit points worth. And so, as you can see, I also have the ability to utilize my light skirmishers and put in some punishing damage over here, and then I'm going to charge it with this Dardanian defender. These two Dardanian defenders are racking up kills, and these Trojan warriors can't do anything about it. This Dardanian mob over here is just occupying a Phrygian axeman. And Paris is out here trying to shoot Aeneas. He is going to pop Aeneas's chariot eventually, but I mean, look at the work that the chariots have already done. This is the reason you bring Paris, and it's already gone, and I'm going to have plenty of time to repurpose those chariots to attacking what's left of their pinned down infantry. This is just completely in my favor. My Dardanian mobs are getting regrouped, and as you can see, I'm getting like 2v1 scenarios here, because I was able to so heavily outnumber his disengaged infantry. My javelins now are going to punish this unit. I'm going to go ahead and order an attack from a Dardanian mob just to hold them down. And here comes, yep, there goes the chariot for Aeneas, I think. Yeah, there he is. He's on foot now. I just pulled them straight into the Phrygian axeman. I'm going to give... I finally start activating Aeneas's abilities, and I'm going to use his Divine Challenge on Paris, but that's, I mean, there's only 30 seconds left. I think the writing's on the wall. I was able to use all of my light skirmishers' ammo, and you can just see renowned Phrygian Axemen, even though I think they're the best unit for Paris players to take every time, they just get destroyed here. And that's it. The chariots in particular doing the heavy lifting for me, and a ton of damage done to this Parisian player, this Trojan Paris player. There it is. And Paris honorably surrenders. That's what I'm going to call that. I'll show you the stats, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about how I think you should try to play Paris. And this guy had what I feel was the right idea. He went wider with his infantry than most Paris players go. He brought one more unit than I did total. Unfortunately, I brought way more melee units than he did, and this is why I think Aeneas is a strong counter to Paris of Troy, because the cheaper your mobs are, the cheaper your light infantry units are, the more likely that you're going to be able to get into his archers and just throw bodies at a problem. An engaged archer unit is a unit that is not using its ammo effectively, and even a Trojan noble or a Trojan prince, which have decent armor and decent melee stats, they're horrifically outnumbered in melee, and they're also horrifically outnumbered in the ranged battle. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about here in a minute. But look at the numbers on the Dardanian defenders. 114, 126, they both gained XP. My chariots, more than 300 kills, because I was just able to pin down the units I wanted to pin down and run over the rest. If the chariots didn't get the job done, I kid you not, the Dardanian mobs would have. And this is why Dardania is such a challenge for Paris of Troy. Alright, so now I want to talk about why the big pitfall for Paris players. People like playing Paris because he's got the best skirmishers. Okay, but you're wrong if you think that the Trojan princes are your best skirmisher. 12,500, you can bring two of them. That's 2,500 of your 12,400 total. You bring two of these, you're already under 10,000 with the rest of your army. And you're going to need to bring a hero, so if you bring a cheap one like a Defender Protector, you only have 8,840 left, okay? So, I'm of the opinion that the Trojan Prince just gets completely destroyed in almost every engagement that I see it participate in. But Jarl, it's got 77 missile damage. It's got 160 melee damage. This has to be good. Unfortunately, with only 45 units, it gets really, really outnumbered. Even the Trojan Noble, which costs 900, I got that wrong earlier in the recording. Even the Trojan Noble, which costs 900, only has 60 men per unit. Most skirmish units have 68 men per unit, and can deal comparable damage and at a comparable range. What the nobles and the princes have going for them is armor and range. Like they do have really, really good range. Only 165 on the nobles, however. And then the princes and nobles also have a thing that while they're moving into position, they can be shooting at the same time. But again, it's only forward. So this is how I like to punish Paris players if I'm not playing Dardania. I like to bring cheap slingers. If you have a feeling that your opponent is going to bring expensive archers, just bring cheap slingers. I'll show you why. This Trojan Prince costs 12,050. I'm sorry, 1,250. 45 men per model. For 1,200, I could bring 3 slingers at 68 men per model. We're talking about, in this instance, what is this? This is 180 plus. This is 204 slingers, dealing 22. Dealing 13 missile damage with each shot, as compared to 45 guys dealing 40 per shot. See what I'm getting at here? Let me prove it to you. We're going to go into a battle. So I've given the AI a fighter champion to match my fighter champion. And I've given him a Trojan Prince to face off against my 3 regular old dirt cheap slingers. Alright, and I'm going to keep the fighter over here, because the idea here is I want these 2 guys to engage, but not too quickly, because I want the nobles to shoot my my slingers. I'm going to move them up like so. Let's see where it looks like he might be engaging this one first. Let's go ahead and slow down with this one. Alright. Time to give the attack orders. And just watch the damage, right? The princes have outranged the slingers, which is rare. Most archers have shorter range than most slingers. But now that I'm in weapon range, I'm going to open fire. The thing that these Trojan Princes have going for them is their armor. But unfortunately, there we go. Unfortunately, they have no shield. So they're going to start losing out their health really quickly. Yeah, I'm taking a ton of damage on this slinger, but that's only about 200 points worth of damage done to me. 200 funds worth of damage done to me. The damage I've already done to him is quickly approaching 600. Alright. Oh, no, he's routed a slinger. It's a shame I have 2 more slingers here to finish the job. Let me go ahead and win this fight real quick. It's just... Slingers, cheap slingers are the best way to punish enemy archers, especially expensive ones, because they can't block the damage that's being done to them. Yes, they have the shield going in their favor, but that's it. I'm sorry, the shield? They have their armor going in their favor, but that's it. That's all it takes. As you can see, I'm going to win this with the cheap skirmisher unit. I'll be honest, I almost never bring an archer unit of any kind. If I'm going to bring a skirmish unit, it's most likely going to be a slinger or a javelin. These Trojan Princes are wavering. They're about to break completely. You know, I think something that's kind of missing in this game compared to other Total War titles is there isn't a loose formation option. Oh no, he beat my fighter champion, but you know, I think I proved my point here though. This Trojan Prince is pretty much done for. Any second now. It's wavering, it's wavering, it's wavering. The longer it has good morale, but the longer it stays in this engagement, the more it's going to lose. And they're already down to just less than a third of their models, so there's even less damage potential coming off of them now. And my slingers have almost turned it in their favor. Yeah, he shattered one of my slingers. That didn't happen in the last test. But that's it. They're broken. GG. So I hope you found this this video educational and informational. I do have one more thing I want to show you, actually, before I forget. Let's go ahead and end this little battle, because there's another unit I want to show you in the Paris roster. This might be the best skirmisher unit in the game. I haven't tested it yet, but if other people have, please do. The Exemplary Trojan Slinger. These stats are unreal, especially if you compare them against a Trojan Prince, right? Here's the Trojan Prince. No, wait, I'm sorry. If you compare it against a Trojan Noble, here's the Trojan Noble, okay? Trojan Noble, 60 units, 60 entity unit, 55 armor, 65 morale, good, 33 speed, 29 melee attack, 18 melee defense, 125 melee damage, cool, 4 charge bonus, yeah, whatever, 26 ammunition, 165 range, and 51 missile damage, okay? Let's compare that to the Exemplary Trojan Slinger. Worse across the board. The Trojan Nobles are worse across the board. They got one more volley, and they have a little bit more armor-piercing missile damage. But the Trojan Nobles will obliterate, absolutely obliterate, an Exemplary Trojan Slinger will obliterate a Trojan Noble. They even have eight more slingers in the unit. I've not played with the Exemplary Trojan Slinger much, but this might be the best ranged unit in the game. If you've played with this unit, please let me know what your thoughts are. Don't do this. Don't buy 2 Trojan Princes when, for the same cost and a little less, you can have 3 Exemplary Trojan Slingers. Alright? 190 range, 72 missile damage, 72. Okay, that's it. Ta-ta for now. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video.